Hey guys, welcome to Y&R Daily Update YouTube channel. Today's topics: The Young and the Restless preview week of August 18th. Chelsea's trouble. Holden paranoid. Claire's bomb. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal a preview clip has been released for the week of August 18th, 2025. It shows Chelsea Lawson, Melissa Claire Egan making a discovery. Get updates on the latest news about The Young and the Restless straight to your inbox. We use your personal data for interest-based advertising, as outlined in our privacy notice. What is this? Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, accuses Daniel Romalotti Jr., Michael Grotti of being a spy. Plus, Claire Grace Newman, Haley Aaron, drops a bombshell on Nate Hastings. Shaw Dominic. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Chelsea Lawson's questioning. Let's start off with Chelsea, who gets into some trouble. In the preview clip for next week, Chelsea talks to Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson. The brunette discovers that Billy has handed his new company over to Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope. Chelsea asks, "So, if Sally is leading your new company, where does that leave you?" Billy Abbott's announcement. Then we see Billy and Sally standing together. It appears that Billy is making some sort of speech or announcement. What is this? The man doesn't give all the details though. Billy says that he has exciting news of his own, but he will enlighten them later. Holden Novak paranoid. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Holden is featured in the preview clip as well. The young man is sitting down for drinks next to Daniel. It seems that they start talking. Then Holden gets paranoid. He accuses Daniel of digging for dirt on him. When the aspiring guitarist denies it, then Holden accuses him of being a spy for Kane Asheb. Billy Flynn, Claire Grace Newman's revenge. Finally, there is Claire, who decides to give Audra Charles, Zulia Silver, a taste of her own medicine. What is this? She meets up with Nate and says there is something he should know. The man gives her a few minutes, but he won't be expecting what she says. When Claire tells Nate all about Idra's claim regarding Kyle Abbott, Michael Miller, what will he do? Audra is famous for covering things up and is good at convincing people of things. On the other hand, Nate is too close to Audra, and he will instantly know if she's lying. In fact, he was already suspicious about why Audra didn't want to talk about Nice, or that the funding for LeBronte was off. She couldn't chance Nate confronting Victor and having the truth come out. So, is this the end of Nate's romance? Will she lose Amy Lewis, Valerie Pettiford, respect as well? Could this be the point where Audra gets pushed over the edge when she finally loses it all? Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Friday, August 15th, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Keep watching the soap on ABC to find out what happens next. The Young and the Restless preview week of August 18th. Chelsea's trouble. Holden paranoid. Claire's bomb. The Young and the Restless has never been short on drama. But the week of August 18th promises to shake Genoa City to its very core, with Chelsea finding herself caught in another spiral of trouble. Holden's paranoia threatening to explode into reckless decisions, and Claire holding a bombshell secret that could destroy several lives. Fans should brace themselves for a roller coaster ride of emotional intensity, betrayal, and shocking revelations. This isn't just another week in the soap world. It's the kind of explosive storytelling that will change the trajectory of several characters' lives in ways that won't be undone anytime soon. Chelsea Lawson has always been a complicated figure, balancing her identity as a mother, her romantic desires, and her tendency to get entangled in schemes that often backfire. In the coming week, her fragile stability is put to the test. Despite trying to rebuild her life after years of heartbreak and mistakes, Chelsea finds herself spiraling when an unexpected situation threatens both her career and her relationship with her loved ones. Could it be connected to Billy Abbott and the ongoing battles at Chancellor Winters? Or will it have more to do with her inner struggles resurfacing at the worst possible time? Chelsea's trouble may begin with something small, like a professional setback or an argument, but it soon snowballs into a chain reaction that leaves her vulnerable. Subscribe our channel for more latest update. Adam Newman may even step back into her orbit, reminding fans of the unresolved tension between them. This could put her current stability at risk, especially if she begins making choices fueled by fear and insecurity, rather than logic and love. Chelsea has overcome depression before, but this week hints she might face darker challenges that force those closest to her to rally or step away when she needs the most. Meanwhile, Holden, the mysterious new figure whose presence in Genoa City has been raising eyebrows, is about to unravel further. Paranoia has been creeping into his decisions for weeks, but by August 18th, it appears to be consuming him, whether it's business threats, personal betrayals, or shadows from his past. Holden is convinced that someone is out to get him. His erratic behavior sparks questions about his alliances. Is he genuinely under threat, or is this a psychological breakdown that will lead him to make catastrophic mistakes? Holden's paranoia could result in dangerous confrontations. He may accuse the wrong person of betrayal or sabotage, creating enemies where he doesn't need them. If Holden lashes out at someone like Victor Newman or Jack Abbott, he could set off a war he's not prepared to fight. The whispers around town suggest Holden's paranoia may not be entirely unfounded. Someone could indeed be targeting him, but whether he can separate truth from fiction will determine his fate. Holden may very well push away the few allies he has left, leaving him isolated just when he needs help the most. As if Chelsea's troubles and Holden's paranoia weren't enough, the biggest bombshell of the week comes from Claire Grace. Ever since her arrival, Claire has been walking a fine line between redemption and suspicion, trying to prove she is more than the shadow of Jordan's manipulations, but the preview for this week hints that Claire is about to drop a bomb that no one sees coming. This revelation could involve the Newman family, her relationship with Kyle Abbott, or even secrets tied to her mother's schemes. Whatever Claire is holding back, it's powerful enough to shift dynamics across Genoa City. If her secret involves Victor, Nikki, or Victoria, it could tear apart family bonds just as they were beginning to mend. If it ties into Kyle, it could wreck the tenuous balance in the Abbott household. Claire's bombshell might even intersect with Holden's paranoia, creating a shocking twist where both storylines collide in dramatic fashion. The week promises to weave these storylines together in ways that heighten the stakes. Chelsea's personal crisis may intersect with Holden's instability, particularly if she ends up in the wrong place at the wrong time. Her vulnerability could make her a target for Holden's suspicions or draw her into a scheme she doesn't fully understand. On the other hand, Claire's revelation could provide context for Holden's paranoia, suggesting he was right to be afraid, but at the cost of exposing secrets that should have remained buried. Fans know that when multiple threads collide on The Young and the Restless, the fallout usually lasts for months, creating ripple effects that change relationships, power dynamics, and loyalties across the board. For Chelsea, the question becomes whether she will allow her latest trouble to consume her, or whether she will use this crisis as a chance to finally reclaim her strength. For Holden, the key question is whether his paranoia will lead to self-destruction or reveal truths no one else dared to face. And for Claire, her bombshell will determine if she is embraced as part of Genoa City or rejected once more as a manipulator, carrying forward her family's toxic legacy. The drama of the week also raises questions about how secondary characters will respond. Will Billy be there for Chelsea, or will his own struggles pull him away when she needs him most? Will Adam use Chelsea's troubles to his advantage, reigniting their complicated connection? Will Victor step into Rain and Holden's chaos, or will he see it as an opportunity to further his own agenda? And how will Nikki react if Claire's bomb is directed at the Newmans, undoing months of fragile progress? As the week of August 18th unfolds, fans should prepare for emotional confrontations, shocking revelations, and cliffhangers that set the stage for the rest of the summer. Chelsea's trouble, Holden's paranoia, and Claire's bombshell aren't just isolated stories. They're interconnected threads in a larger tapestry of drama that will shake Genoa City to its core. The Young and the Restless. Holden, Novak paranoid. What's really driving downward spiral? The Young and the Restless is no stranger to introducing characters who bring intrigue, power struggles, and hidden motives to Genoa City. Subscribe our channel for more latest updates. But Holden Novak is quickly proving to be one of the most complex new players the soap has seen in years. Ever since his arrival, Holden has carried himself as a man with secrets, but now paranoia is starting to consume him, leaving fans to wonder if he's unraveling under the weight of his past, or if his fear is justified by enemies circling in the shadows. What makes Holden so compelling is that his paranoia doesn't come off as random or exaggerated. It feels rooted in something dark and dangerous, perhaps even criminal. Genoa City residents can sense the tension surrounding him, and his growing mistrust is sparking suspicions across town. Viewers are left asking, what exactly is Holden running from? And who might be out to expose him? Holden has been portrayed as confident and ambitious since his first interactions, especially when it comes to business opportunities in Genoa City. But beneath that confident exterior, Cracks are starting to form. His erratic behavior, constantly checking his phone, looking over his shoulder, and abruptly cutting off conversations when sensitive topics arise, has not gone unnoticed. Both family members and potential allies are beginning to ask themselves if Holden is hiding a scandalous past. In classic Y&R fashion, paranoia is often the smoke before the fire. And if Holden's fears have merit, then the flames are about to scorch everything in his path. Could he be tied to a corporate rival of the Newmans or Abbotts? Could he have crossed the wrong people before coming to town, bringing threats right to Genoa City's doorstep? Holden's paranoia is most apparent in his strained relationships. On one hand, he tries to project loyalty and a desire for connection, but on the other hand, his fear of betrayal causes him to push people away. It's a dangerous contradiction that soap audiences know can destroy any chance of building trust. If Holden believes he's being watched or set up, then who does he think is behind it? The Novaks aren't exactly an open book. And if Holden's past dealings included shady partnerships, blackmail, or financial crimes, his paranoia might stem from a very real threat. Fans of The Young and the Restless know that storylines like this often begin with whispers of suspicion and end with explosive reveals that shake the town to its core. Paranoia also tends to amplify drama in unexpected ways. Holden's constant suspicion may lead him to make reckless choices that damage his alliances. If he accuses the wrong person of betrayal, or lashes out based on fear rather than fact, he could set off a chain reaction of mistrust that isolates him completely. Imagine Holden turning against someone who genuinely wanted to help him simply because he couldn't silence the voice in his head warning him of a double cross. The soap thrives on miscommunication and misplaced blame, and Holden's spiral could destroy reputations or ruin business deals before the truth ever comes out. What if Holden's paranoia ties him directly into the power struggles already consuming Genoa City? With the Abbotts and Newmans constantly on guard against rivals, Holden's suspicious behavior could make him a target of Victor Newman's investigation or Jack Abbott's curiosity. Victor has always had a keen eye for spotting weakness, and Holden's constant nerves may make him a pawn, or worse, a liability. If Holden's fears stem from someone powerful tracking him, Victor might actually welcome the fight, while Holden becomes the man caught in the middle of a war bigger than himself. Meanwhile, if Holden inadvertently stumbles into the Abbotts' orbit with paranoia-fueled accusations, Jack might wonder if Holden is worth trusting or exposing. Either way, Holden's erratic actions ensure that his paranoia will not stay a private matter for long. There's also the personal element of Holden's paranoia. Soap fans know that when a character is consumed with suspicion, it bleeds into their romantic life. Who would dare date a man who constantly assumes betrayal, spies on their every move, and keeps them at arm's length? If Holden finds himself drawn to someone like Audra, Charles, Summer Newman, or even a newcomer, his paranoia could sabotage the relationship before it begins. What happens when he checks their phone, misinterprets a business meeting, or assumes loyalty to an Abbott or Newman automatically means betrayal against him? Love and paranoia rarely mix well. And if Y&R pushes Holden into a romantic arc, it will likely be messy, destructive, and addictive for fans to watch unfold. The question that really lingers is whether Holden's paranoia is justified. Is he simply a man spiraling under the weight of imagined threats, or is someone truly out to get him? Subscribe our channel for more latest update. Soap operas thrive on layered storytelling, and The Young and the Restless rarely introduces paranoia without payoff. Perhaps Holden is the victim of a manipulator in Genoa City, someone deliberately feeding his fears to weaken him. Could Audra, known for her scheming ways, be subtly planting seeds of distrust? Or could a powerful rival from Holden's past be pulling strings from the shadows, waiting for him to break down before making their move? Fans also can't ignore the possibility that Holden's paranoia stems from guilt. Often characters project their darkest fears because of something they themselves did. Did Holden betray a powerful partner? Did he embezzle funds or steal corporate secrets? If so, his paranoia may not be misplaced. It may be the natural consequence of knowing that one day the truth will come out. In Genoa City, secrets never stay buried, and Holden's unraveling might just be the breadcrumb trail that leads everyone else straight to his hidden sins. Speculation is running wild among fans about where this storyline will lead. Some believe Holden is destined to be exposed in a major scandal, possibly tied to Newman Enterprises or Others think his paranoia could culminate in a shocking betrayal. Perhaps Holden himself will double-cross someone before they have the chance to do the same to him. Whatever the case, Y&R has successfully set the stage for Holden to become one of the most unpredictable players in the game, and his paranoia is the perfect narrative engine to push him into bigger and darker storylines. The beauty of The Young and the Restless is that characters like Holden can flip the script at any moment. One week he might seem like a victim of unseen forces. The next he could be revealed as the mastermind behind a scheme no one saw coming. His paranoia could all be part of an elaborate act to throw others off his trail, a smoke screen hiding his true ambitions. On the other hand, it could be the Achilles heel that leads to his downfall, turning allies into enemies and leaving Holden exposed when the truth surfaces. As Genoa City braces for what's next, one thing is certain. Holden Novak's paranoia is not just a character quirk. It's a ticking time bomb. Fans should expect confrontations, betrayals, and shocking revelations as Holden's spiral takes him further down a path of mistrust and suspicion. Whether he's vindicated or destroyed by his paranoia remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure, Y&R viewers won't be able to look away as Holden Novak becomes the latest wildcard to shake up the canvas. Y&R Claire Grace Newman's revenge. The Young and the Restless is never short on drama. But few storylines have captivated viewers quite like the rise of Claire Grace Newman. Once shrouded in mystery and tangled in dark family secrets, Claire has emerged as one of Genoa City's most compelling figures. Her past torments and manipulations left her haunted, but now that she has stepped into her identity as a Newman, the question is not whether she belongs in the family, but whether she can rise above the pain or use it as fuel for a fiery campaign of revenge. The word revenge carries weight in the Newman legacy. And for Claire, the temptation to strike back at those who hurt her is simmering just beneath the surface. With each move she makes, fans are left wondering if Claire's determination to rebuild her life will be overshadowed by an irresistible urge to make others pay. At the heart of Claire's transformation lies the trauma she endured at the hands of Jordan, the sinister figure who brainwashed and manipulated her for years. Jordan's lies poisoned Claire's mind against the very family that could have given her love and stability. Instead, she was used as a pawn in Jordan's vendetta against Nikki and the Newman clan. Though Jordan may be out of the picture, the scars she left behind remain. Viewers can see it in the way Claire second-guesses her place in the Newman family, how she bristles at moments of rejection, and how quickly she can retreat into isolation when things get overwhelming. But beneath that fragility is a deep well of strength and something more dangerous. A thirst for justice that could spill over into vengeance. The Newmans have always been a family driven by power struggles, betrayals, and emotional warfare. Claire, despite her fresh start, might just find herself pulled into that familiar pattern. Nikki Newman has worked hard to extend forgiveness and guidance to Claire, determined to give her granddaughter a chance to heal. But will Nikki's efforts be enough to keep Claire grounded? Claire is caught in a delicate balance between gratitude and frustration. She appreciates the acceptance but cannot shake the feeling that she is still viewed as fragile, untested, or even dangerous. Subscribe our channel for more latest update. That perception could drive her to prove herself. And when proving oneself, in Genoa City usually involves high-stakes, battles, secrets, or betrayals. Claire's choices could set off a chain reaction across town. Imagine Claire deciding that the best way to secure her place in the Newman family is to protect it, but doing so in a ruthless way that mirrors Victor's own approach. That path could create both admiration and fear, transforming her from victim to power player. But revenge doesn't always mean targeting enemies outside the family. Sometimes the most explosive payback happens within the walls of Newman itself. With Victor still pulling the strings of the family empire, Victoria struggling with personal and professional crossroads, and Adam never far from scheming, Claire could find herself disillusioned with the dysfunction that surrounds her. If she begins to believe that the Newmans only accepted her as a way to soothe guilt over what Jordan did, she may turn her back on them and embrace her darker instincts. The scars of betrayal run deep, and Claire could easily justify lashing out at those she perceives as hypocritical. That would place her on a dangerous path where her identity as a Newman becomes not a gift but a weapon. A revenge arc for Claire also opens the door to new rivalries. Summer, who has her own complicated family history and strong opinions about loyalty, might clash with Claire if she senses ulterior motives. Similarly, Audra Charles could be an unexpected target for Claire's wrath, especially since Audra has a knack for manipulating situations to her advantage. If Claire decides to protect her family's legacy in ways that echo Victor's, Audra could find herself in the crosshairs. But perhaps the most intriguing potential rivalry lies with Adam. Both carry complicated histories with rejection. manipulation, and fractured identities. They might bond over shared pain, but that bond could quickly sour if they find themselves competing for recognition, power, or love within the Newman fold. Romance could also complicate Claire's revenge arc. A relationship with Kyle Abbott, or even someone like Chance Chancellor, could pull her closer to Genoa City's power players, giving her influence and leverage, but it could also leave her vulnerable to heartbreak. And heartbreak is often the spark that ignites a revenge storyline. If Claire invests her heart in the wrong person and feels betrayed, she could channel that pain into a ruthless campaign of retaliation. Imagine the ripple effects if she felt humiliated by someone like Kyle and decided that the entire Abbott family needed to be taught a lesson that would reignite the decadosal, long Newman versus Abbott war with a modern twist, placing Claire at the center of a legacy battle she never asked for but may ultimately embrace. For longtime fans, Claire's arc echoes the journeys of other powerful Newman women. Victoria herself has walked the line between vulnerability and ruthlessness, often drawing strength from the very betrayals that once broke her. Sharon, while not a Newman by birth, endured years of turmoil that hardened her resolve. Even Nikki, once dismissed as a social climber, clawed her way into becoming one of Genoa City's most formidable women. Claire may follow a similar path, but her youth and her unique backstory set her apart. She has the chance to rewrite her story, but whether she does so with compassion or cruelty remains to be seen. The possibility of Claire embracing revenge also raises questions about Jordan's lingering influence. Even in death or absence, villains on The Young and the Restless have a way of casting long shadows. What if Jordan left behind hidden schemes, allies, or unfinished business? If Claire stumbled upon one of Jordan's secrets, she could either destroy it to prove her loyalty to the Newmans, or wield it to settle scores. That decision would reveal whether Claire has truly broken free from Jordan's hold or if the cycle of manipulation continues through her actions. The broader canvas of Genoa City is ripe for Claire's revenge arc to unfold. The Abbotts, Chancellor Winters, and Newman Enterprises are all locked in power struggles that could give Claire opportunities to insert herself. Whether she aligns herself as an ally or positions herself as a threat, her moves will send shock waves. Imagine her exposing a Newman secret to the press, sabotaging a business rival, or even orchestrating a scandal that destabilizes both the Abbotts and Newmans. The potential fallout could rival some of the show's most iconic feuds. Ultimately, Claire Grace Newman's revenge doesn't have to be about malice, it could be about empowerment. Revenge can take many forms, and sometimes the sweetest version is success itself. If Claire rises to power, builds her own empire, and forces those who doubted her to recognize her strength, that could be the ultimate payback. Subscribe our channel for more latest update. The journey from pawn to powerhouse would not only honor her resilience, but also cement her place as one of the Young and the Restless' next great leading ladies. But make no mistake, whether her revenge is quiet and calculated or loud and destructive, Genoa City will never be the same once Claire fully steps into her power. As this storyline develops, viewers should brace themselves for twists, betrayals, and shocking. The Young and the Restless is once again turning up the emotional heat in Genoa City. And this time, the spotlight falls squarely on Chelsea Lawson, a woman who has lived through more reinventions and scandals than most could ever imagine. Chelsea has been a con artist, a lover, a mother, a rival, and a survivor. But now she faces another test that could shift not only her own destiny, but also ripple through every corner of her complicated world. Chelsea's questioning has begun, and what she is being pressed to reveal has fans buzzing with anticipation. The storyline is a tangled knot of secrets, regrets, betrayals, and hopes for redemption. But in true soap opera fashion, the truth might not come out the way anyone expects. Chelsea's position in the Newman-Abbott war is as precarious as ever, especially since she finds herself caught between her feelings, her loyalties, and the manipulations of those who think they know what is best for her and her family. On one hand, she wants to maintain stability for her son Connor, who has already been pulled into too much drama for someone his age. On the other hand, Chelsea is wrestling with her place in Billy Abbott's life, her dynamic with Adam Newman, and her lingering conflicts with Chloe Mitchell, who continues to stand as both a friend and a mirror of Chelsea's more questionable past. The questioning that surrounds Chelsea is not just about what she knows, but about who she really is deep inside, and whether the woman Genoa City sees now is someone truly transformed or someone still running from her past choices. The recent events have stirred up old wounds, especially as Adam pushes harder to bring Chelsea closer to his orbit again, whether she likes it or not. His relentless determination to keep her tethered to him has put Chelsea in the hot seat more than once. And now she must answer questions about whether she still harbors feelings for Adam, if she still sees a possible family future with him, or if her heart has truly moved on. Billy, meanwhile, isn't blind to the storm that Adam creates, and his own insecurities drive him to wonder where Chelsea's loyalty lies. It's not just a question of romance. It's also about who Chelsea will side with in the never-ending battles over business, parenting, and trust. Chelsea's questioning also involves her own decisions about her career, her identity, and her place in Genoa City's power circles. She has been a designer, a schemer, and even a manipulator. But she has also tried to reinvent herself as someone who values honesty, family, and emotional growth. But the town has a long memory. And whenever Chelsea tries to step forward, someone is always there to pull her back into the shadows of her past cons. This time, the questions aimed at her aren't simply about gossip. They're about whether Chelsea can truly be trusted with the truth and whether she herself even knows what she wants anymore. There is also the matter of Connor Unk's struggles, which have cast a heavy cloud over Chelsea's world. Her son's challenges have forced her to reevaluate everything in her life, but at the same time, they have made her vulnerable to outside pressure. Adam has used Connor Unk's needs as leverage, trying to draw Chelsea closer while casting doubt on her independence. Billy too has been navigating how to be supportive without being controlling, but his own flaws in history of gambling and reckless decisions make Chelsea question whether he is someone she can truly lean on. When the stakes are this high, the fans have noticed the cracks in Chelsea's relationships, and the questioning she faces goes beyond the show's script. It becomes the very debate viewers have about her character. Is Chelsea genuinely seeking redemption, or is she still the woman who will twist the truth to get what she wants? Nikki Newman has also played an interesting role in this unfolding drama. As someone who has often been wary of Chelsea's place in the Newman orbit, Nikki has been pressing questions of her own. Not directly in interrogation form, but through sly observations and veiled warnings. Nikki knows Chelsea's type because she herself has lived a life of reinvention, temptation, and regrets. Subscribe our channel for more latest update. Whether Nikki's insight pushes Chelsea toward a better path or simply highlights her insecurities is yet to be seen, but the conversations between them are sure to spark interest. Sharon Rosales, too, looms in the background of Chelsea's questioning as she has her own long and complicated history with Adam, Billy, and the tangled web of relationships that never seem to break clean. Sharon's stability and growth often contrast sharply with Chelsea's ongoing struggles. And in some ways, Chelsea's questioning feels like a test of whether she can ever match Sharon's balance, or if she is destined to remain on shaky ground. The most dramatic possibility tied to Chelsea's questioning is the idea that she may finally be forced to confess something big. Something that could change the trajectory of her future. Rumors swirl that she may hold information about Adam's latest schemes, or about Billy's own self-destructive patterns, or even about a secret connected to her past cons that never fully came to light. The Young and the Restless thrives on pulling skeletons out of closets, and Chelsea's closet is overflowing with skeletons waiting to rattle the cage. Each conversation Chelsea has these days is tinged with suspicion, and every time she hesitates before answering a question, fans are left wondering whether she is hiding something monumental. What makes this storyline even more fascinating is that Chelsea's questioning is not happening in isolation. It's interwoven with the rising paranoia of Holden Novak, the power plays of Victor Newman, the growing independence of Sally Spectra, and the cautious observations of Chloe. Each of these characters has something at stake in Chelsea's next move. If she sides too closely with Adam, Billy may spiral out of control. If she doubles down on Billy, Adam could unleash one of his signature vendettas. If she seeks independence, she risks losing both men and being left adrift in a town that often demands alliances for survival. Chelsea's very identity is on trial, and how she answers the literal and figurative questioning could define not only her storyline, but also the ripple effects for months to come. The fans, meanwhile, are split down the middle. Some root for Chelsea to finally get her redemption arc in full, proving that she can be a solid mother, partner, and businesswoman without falling back into her old patterns. Others are waiting for the inevitable twist where Chelsea betrays someone close to her, because, as the saying goes, leopards don't change their spots. The writers of The Young and the Restless seem to be leaning into this tension, crafting dialogue and scenes that keep Chelsea's motives ambiguous. Is she telling the truth when she swears she has no feelings left for Adam? Is she sincere when she tells Billy she's committed to him? Or is she playing both sides, waiting for the best possible outcome before revealing her hand. As Chelsea Lawson faces her questioning, the drama will only intensify. The storyline is ripe for emotional breakdowns, shocking revelations, and explosive confrontations. Whether Chelsea comes out of this as a stronger, more self-assured woman or as someone exposed once again for her scheming ways, one thing is certain: Genoa City is watching her every move. The answers she gives now will shape not only her relationships with Adam and Billy, but also her standing in the Newman and Abbott. The preview for the week of August 18, 2025, on The Young and the Restless, promises intense drama centered around three main storylines: Chelsea Lawson's escalating troubles, Holden Novak's deepening paranoia, and Claire Grace Newman's explosive secret. Chelsea's life is on the brink as she faces questioning that threatens her stability in both her personal and professional spheres. Her relationships with Billy Abbott and Adam Newman are strained, with unresolved tensions and suspicions clouding her future. Meanwhile, Holden's paranoia grows dangerously intense, fueled by fears of betrayal and hidden enemies, which could lead him to make reckless decisions that endanger his alliances and grip on Genoa City's power dynamics. Claire, a character with a troubled past influenced by manipulative forces, is poised to drop a bombshell that could unravel relationships and ignite new conflicts, especially involving the Newman and Abbott families. The intertwining of these plotlines is expected to result in a week full of emotional turmoil, betrayals, and revelations that will have long-lasting impacts on the characters and the town. Chelsea's troubles are multifaceted, involving her career, her role as a mother to Connor, and complex romantic entanglements. Questions about her loyalty and true intentions dominate her interactions. As she struggles to maintain control over her life amidst outside pressures, particularly from Adam's persistent influence and Billy's insecurities, Holden Novak's storyline is driven by his growing mistrust and erratic behavior, which may stem from a dark, possibly criminal past. His paranoia not only threatens his personal relationships but also risks drawing him into the larger power struggles involving the Newmans and Abbotts, potentially making him a dangerous wildcard. Claire Grace Newman's arc involves her grappling with the trauma caused by her past and the manipulations of her family's enemies. Her upcoming revelation could serve as a turning point, marking her transition from victim to a potentially ruthless power player within Genoa City. Together, these storylines set the stage for a transformative week on The Young and the Restless, with high stakes for all involved and dramatic consequences that will ripple through the series. Chelsea Lawson faces questioning that threatens her stability in love, family and career. Holden Novak's paranoia intensifies, putting his alliances and mental state at risk. Claire Grace Newman prepares to drop a bombshell that could disrupt the Newman and Abbott families. Chelsea's loyalties are divided between Billy Abbott and Adam Newman, complicating her decisions. Holden's mistrust may spark dangerous confrontations and impact Genoa City's power dynamics. Claire's possible revenge arc could transform her from a victim to a major power player. The intertwining storylines promise emotional intensity, betrayals, and lasting fallout across Genoa City. Chelsea's multifaceted crisis. Chelsea's storyline highlights the complexity of personal redemption within a soap opera context. Her struggles are not just external but deeply internal, torn between her desire for stability and the shadows of her past. This duality creates a rich character arc full of tension, where every decision could either rebuild or destroy her life. Her questioning is symbolic of this crossroads, forcing her to confront who she really is and what she wants moving forward. The involvement of her son Connor also adds emotional depth, emphasizing the stakes beyond just romance and career. Holden's paranoia as a narrative driver. Holden's paranoia is a classic soap trope used effectively here to build suspense and uncertainty. What makes his paranoia compelling is its plausible foundation. It stems from a hinted dark past and real threats rather than baseless fears. This ambiguity creates dramatic tension, as viewers are left guessing whether Holden is a victim or a villain. His paranoia threatens to alienate allies and escalate conflicts, making his trajectory unpredictable and ripe for major plot twists. This storyline also mirrors larger power struggles in Genoa City, suggesting Holden is a key piece in the chess game between the Newman and Abbott families. The power of secrets and revelations. Claire Grace Newman's bombshell highlights the soap's enduring theme of secrets as catalysts for drama. Claire's past, shaped by manipulation and trauma, sets the stage for a potent revenge narrative that could destabilize established family dynamics. Her potential to shift from a wronged figure seeking acceptance to a ruthless player reflects the complex moral landscape of Genoa City, where power often requires sacrifice and cunning. Claire's story also explores the idea that family loyalty can be both a source of strength and a weapon, adding layers to her character and the Newman legacy. Romantic entanglements fuel drama. The tension in Chelsea's romantic life caught between Billy and Adam underscores how love and loyalty are deeply intertwined with the soap's broader conflicts. Neither relationship is simple. Both men bring their own flaws and agendas, complicating Chelsea's choices. This love triangle serves as a microcosm of the larger themes of trust, betrayal, and ambition that run through the show. Chelsea's ambiguous feelings and potential duplicity keep audiences engaged, as her next moves could tip the balance in ongoing power struggles. Interconnected storylines amplify stakes. The preview reveals a sophisticated weaving of multiple plots, where Chelsea's personal crisis, Holden's paranoia, and Claire's secret are not isolated but interconnected. This layering intensifies the drama, as actions in one storyline can have ripple effects on others. For example, Claire's revelation could validate or exacerbate Holden's fears, while Chelsea's instability might make her vulnerable to Holden's suspicions. This approach keeps the narrative dynamic and unpredictable, ensuring sustained viewer interest and emotional investment. Legacy and identity as central themes. Both Claire and Chelsea's arcs delve into questions of identity and legacy. Claire struggles with the shadow of her past manipulations and her place within the Newman family legacy, while Chelsea wrestles with her reputation and her role as a mother and woman trying to change. These themes resonate widely, as the characters' choices reflect broader questions about whether people can truly reinvent themselves or if their pasts inevitably define them. The show uses these personal battles to explore the cost of redemption and the allure of vengeance, foreshadowing of long-term consequences. The preview suggests that the events unfolding during this week won't be quickly resolved. Instead, the emotional intensity, betrayals, and revelations are positioned to have long-lasting consequences for Genoa City. This narrative strategy ensures sustained tension and engagement, as viewers anticipate how relationships and power balances will shift in response. It also reflects the soap's strength in crafting multi-layered evolving story arcs that keep audiences invested over time. In summary, the August 18th week preview for The Young and the Restless promises a compelling blend of personal turmoil, psychological tension, and high-stakes family drama. Chelsea's internal and external battles, Holden's unraveling paranoia, and Claire's looming bombshell interlock to create a rich, suspenseful narrative tapestry that will captivate viewers and reshape Genoa City's landscape.